and welcome back to my channel. My name is Shaki and today we're going to be doing an April book haul. So I brought 16 books in the month of April. I'm going to quickly show you what I bought and what they're about. Probably not all of them what they're about because I don't actually know. I love filming hauls. Let's just do this. The first book that I brought that was released in April was The Devouring Grey by Christine Lynn Herman. I believe that this has been compared to Stranger Things. And although I've never watched Stranger Things before, I am very interested in Stranger Things, so that ultimately was just a click. I believe this is like kind of in two realities where one of them is like the upside down in Stranger Things, and all of these bodies are going missing because of this creature in the upside down kind of esque world. And I'm just really excited to get into it. A lot of people that I respect and love on BookTube have been raving about it and giving it really good reviews, so I thought I'd give it a chance. It's really spooky and I'm kind of waiting until October to pick this up, but if I look at it one day and think, yeah, I'm not exactly going to be opposed to picking it up because I'm really excited and I think the cover is absolutely gorgeous. The next book that I picked up in the month of April was Jack of Hearts and Other Parts by Elsie Rosen, which I think again has a very beautiful cover. This is all about a teenage boy called Jack who starts to run a sex advice column online, but starts to get these really worrying online anonymous messages. I believe that these messages are kind of homophobic, so obviously a trigger warning for that. But when I heard about this from an LGBTQ+ YouTube channel, I just needed it, and I haven't seen it in stores for a very long time. I think the paperback must have just been released, or it must have just been released in the UK because I haven't seen it, and as soon as I saw it on the table in Waterstones, I had to snatch it up. Next book I actually didn't pick up in April. It's one that I forgot to haul in March. March? Yes, that's the other month. Shakira, what are you talking about? And that is Bram Stoker's Dracula. I bought this in March and I just really forgot to show it in the video, so I decided to show it now. That's literally it. The next book that I purchased in April was Lord of Shadows by Cassandra Clare, which is the second book in the Dark Artifices series. I haven't got to this one quite yet, but I own all of the other Dark Artifices, as you can see probably here. I bought this one because it's one of the only Shadowhunter books that I needed to buy, and I thought, why the hell not? The next book that I acquired in April was An Ember in the Ashes by Sahaba Tahir. I am very much considering unhauling this because I bought it for a book club that I'm no longer a part of, but they're reading it for April, I believe, and I bought it for that reason, and I might still read it. I read the first chapter, I think, when I was thinking about reading it. Was instantly reminded of how, you know, dystopian took over in about 2012, 2013, 2014, and this reflects that style and those characters, and I'm just really not in the mood for that right now. So I might unhaul, I might save it, but I know for sure I'm not going to read it with the book club because I left. But I believe it's about a girl called Leia who her grandparents are brutally murdered. Her brother is arrested for treason, and the only people that she has left to be friends with and to go against are the rebels. The rebels in turn for retrieving Layla's brother is the fact that Layla has to become a spy for their side, and it's basically just about corruption and dystopian and 2014ness that I'm pretty sure Shailene Woodley would have probably been the actress of the movie. But I just feel like this isn't going to be for me right now, but maybe it will be, so maybe it'll stay on my shelves, who knows. Tune in for my April or not. The next book that I bought in April was The Princess Saves Herself in This One by Amanda Lovelace. This is a poetry collection all about feminism and heartbreak, a bit like Rupi Kaur in that sense, and I'm really excited to delve into this. This will definitely be a readathon book probably, because it's very short and I'm really excited to delve in. That's all I can really tell you about this one. There's a whole series of them with titles such as this, like The Witch Burnt Herself or something. They're very feminist and I really hope that I'm not disappointed. The next book that I bought I've actually read before, and that is Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zapier. This is basically about Eliza who's basically writing a webcomic. She wants to remain completely anonymous. No one knows who it is. No one knows it's her. She's super duper famous under the alias Lady Constellation until a boy called Wallace moves into her class and writes fan fiction, draws fan art for her webcomic, and she becomes friends with him and all shit hits the fan. This has a lot of mental health representation. It has some representation for suicide, anxiety, so really big trigger warnings for that, but if you can handle it, it's a really good rep, very true, and I love this book so much. I really want to reread this, like it's the top of my reread pile, so be sure to see this in a wrap up sometime soon. I read it in a readathon about a year ago and I just had the chance to buy my own copy of the hardcover because it's beautiful and I'm really happy that I now have it. The next book is It's Kind of a Funny Story by Ned Fazzini. Now I believe that the author of this unfortunately unfortunately died by suicide in 2014, and this was the story he wrote about someone who was suicidal before his death, and I was just really intrigued by that. I don't know really why. I've heard really good opinions of this since, with high recommendations and high praise, so I really wanted to read this, but I'm kind of waiting for a time that I'm mentally stable to read this, because at the minute I think it will kind of relate a bit too much to me, and a lot of people, including Waverley, have told me that it's going to be a bit hard hitting and it's not going to be right for me to read it in a certain mental state. So I'm really looking forward to eventually getting to this one. The next book is Beartown by Frederick Backman. I believe that this is about somebody who is sexually assaulted, and it kind of like divides the entire town because the person who did it was really popular, and he was just like really just a member of society that everyone loved and admired. And I think that it really separates the town, and the ending line of the back is, which side will you be on? And I'm just really intrigued by this. I feel like we need more stories like this, and like the Nowhere Girls, and I feel like I get really good vibes from this, like I did from the Nowhere Girls. I just want to live it up. I want to be living and have that representation that everybody needs right now, especially in the times of the Me Too movement and all of the slander that's come off of that. I saw this on Chelsea Darling's channel and I immediately needed to pick it up because it's a gorgeous cover. It's got a really good inside as well, really good subject matter that I think is very important, and I really can't wait to share my opinions on this and recommend it profusely to everybody that I know. The next book that I bought in April was Circe by Madeline Miller. This is a retelling of Circe. I also own the A Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, which is also a retelling of Achilles, and I'm really excited. Although I'm quite skeptical because it is a retelling and it's me, I don't really like retellings that much, but nevertheless I still really am excited, and I've heard that Madeline Miller's writing style is really good, and the paperback edition just came out in Waterstones in the UK and it's absolutely gorgeous. The next book is New Moon by Stephanie Meyer. I actually have some more Twilight books at the end of this haul, but I did get New Moon. I wanted to complete my collection of the Twilight series because I really want to read them all, because I don't know, I just feel like they're okay. I need to experience some of the things that people were experiencing when they were 13 and 14. I have already read Twilight. I have a reading Twilight for the first time video up on my channel, so I will leave that up above and down below if you want to go and view it. But Twilight is basically about Bella Swan, who moves to Forks and meets vampires, the Cullens, and falls in love with Edward Cullen, and this is just her story trying to become a vampire and trying to know more about the vampire world. This book in particular kind of focuses more on her and Jacob's story of Jacob being a werewolf. Is that a spoiler? I'm not sure. So I'm really excited to read this one to determine whether I am Team Edward or Team Jacob, and I definitely will be doing a vlog of this, reading it for the first time, so stay tuned for that. If it's already up when you're watching this, it will be in the iBar and down below. If not, you're gonna have to wait for it. I'm very sorry. Next is The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. Now I'm not sure where this comes in with the Throne of Glass series. The covers I don't think match my covers that I have, which are here. They don't really match, but I still like them. I found it in a charity shop and I just thought it's never going to be as cheap as it is right now, so I decided to snatch it up. Of course I did. I'm not actually sure what Throne of Glass is. Obviously I can't tell you what this is about because it's in a series, but it is about assassins. That's pretty much all I know. There's a lot of sex, it's very nuanced, and I'm excited for it. I'm fucking here for it. The next two books that I bought in April actually have sort of a story to them, and these two are More Happy Than Not by Adam Silvera and Under Rose Tainted Skies by Louise Gornall. So I found out about the mental health-a-thon, which is happening in May. It's a month-long readathon, and personally to me that is way too long, so I decided to do the mental health-a-thon at first over a week. And so I looked at all the challenges and I was like, right, we're gonna try and we're gonna put a TBR together. And I just was like going down the list and I bought 2 books according to the prompts. I had to buy a new book for almost every single prompt, and I got 2 books deep into that before I stopped myself, and I was like, I can't justify this. I need a readathon where it's going to take books off of my TBR, not add them on, because I was not about that life. So these are the 2 books that I bought thinking that I was going to take part in the mental health-a-thon. This book is about suicide and depression, so obviously trigger warnings for that. This is basically about a kind of like system, a camp, could you say, that people go to forget memories. And I started reading this, I got about 25 pages into it and I was really confused, but I definitely will try it again someday. This has agoraphobia rep in it, and I was going to read this for that prompt, but unfortunately didn't get around to it. I do still want to read it because that sort of fear, I can't say it, I've already said it wrong 3 times. That is a kind of fear that I want to know more about because it's kind of my lack of knowledge, so I really want to know more. And the last 2 books in this book haul are both Twilight books. I brought Breaking Dawn and The Short Second Life of Bree Tanner, I was going to say Sweet Tanner, of Bree Tanner by Stephanie Meyer. This is the last book in this series that I needed. I bought Twilight and Eclipse at the first time, then I bought New Moon, and I bought this and this because they were on offer. They are second hand, so they aren't the best quality, but again, I've already describe what Twilight is about. I needed to finish the series so I can read them, kind of marathon them, but I read Twilight last year in October, so maybe not marathon them, but I'm really excited to see what the hype is and see what the fuss is, basically. Those are all of the books that I purchased in April. If you liked it, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. I make videos on this channel every single Tuesday-ish. I do have exams, so please be patient with me. I also have a main channel, which will be linked down below. I do weekly vlogs and reaction videos and just sit down content where I just educate you and chat shit, so go and subscribe down there. But thank you so much for watching this book haul. I really hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you next week for a brand new video. Bye!
You've got a face for a smile, you know. A shame you're wasted when you're breaking me slowly. But I've got a world of chances.